Coming up on Nittany Game Week. Former Nittany Lion and current Super Bowl champion Saquon Barkley inspires the Milton Hershey School to hit the home stretch.
We've been going for over 100 years, and it's always fun to run relays.
The track and field programs still have the most important part of their season in front of them, how they prep for the prestigious Penn Relays. And it's a dollar dog night for the record books. How many dogs the largest crowd in Penn State baseball history consumes? It's time for Nittany Game Week. All the dollar dog talk, I had to witness it for myself, and it was impressive. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nittany Game Week. I'm Todd Sadowski alongside Ryan Yee. Many of the spring sports are now reaching their postseason.
Yeah, that's right, Todd. Lacrosse, golf, men's volleyball, just to name a few. We have updates on all three, plus the track and field programs. Get ready for the historic Penn Relays in our opening drive.
We jump right in on the volleyball court. The men competing in an event they have absolutely dominated, the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association Tournament. First time since 2019 that they haven't hosted the tourney. They are the 3 seed, and this is action from the quarterfinals against Harvard. A huge block and point to close out the second set, 30-28. It puts the Lions ahead 2-0 and really takes the steam out of the Crimson. And these are the final 2 points of the match. Harvard into the net on the swing. That makes it set and match point for Penn State. Crimson set up for the kill, and it's way long. A solid W in the quarterfinal for the Lions. Now for a next-level dollar dog night. Weather plays a factor in these promotions, and this past Tuesday was perfect for watching a baseball game and consuming hot dogs that cost $1. The Nittany Lions fans shattered the attendance record, previous mark 5,025 against Kent State last year. They also set a new standard for eating hot dogs. The old total, 8,591, also last year for the Kent State game. The new record, an astounding 12,112 dollar dogs. As for the game itself, it's worth every dollar to stick around until the end. Hosting 17th ranked West Virginia, first inning Jack Porter with opposite field power. The Nittany Lions in front early and for the rest of the night. You know, it's hard to beat catch-up on dollar dog night, and it's difficult to stop an offense that uses the entire field. Bryce Molinaro adds to the lead in the bottom of the 5th, runners on 2nd and 3rd, and with the bobble in right field, they both score easily. So it's hang onto the edge of your dugout time. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Chase Renner on the mound. He is going to paint the corner for the final out of the game, and Penn State explodes out of the dugout to celebrate their first ranked win since May of 2023 against Maryland. We check in with the women's lacrosse team on the field in College Park. Maryland against Johns Hopkins in the Big Ten quarterfinals. In white, the Nittany Lions trail 4-1 when Erica Ho brings them within 2 in traffic, off the ground, and in. And it gives the team a nice boost, much like the goaltending of Sydney Manning on the other side. Watch the Hopkins attack to the left of her. Ball goes to her right, and she dives to get her net on the shot, blocks it, and then scoops it up. Great play. Back on the other end, it's junior Peyton Wainman that draws PSU within 1 at 4-3. But it's not their day. They fall 13-8 to Hopkins as their record on the season falls to 7-9, 5-3 in conference play.
Now, the men's lacrosse team is in a similar situation. They'll face Johns Hopkins in the Big Ten quarterfinals. The only difference, they get to host the game at noon before the blue-white game. Crowds should be enormous and loud for the now 4th-ranked team in the country. The Nittany Lions are 9-3 and have the 3 seed in the conference tourney. They win, they travel to Ann Arbor for the semifinals. While the other spring programs navigate the postseason, the track and field teams compete in the largest and oldest meet in the country this weekend. The Penn Relays at Franklin Field in Philadelphia, first hosted in April of 1895. The Nittany Lions have a long tradition of competing there. The team still have a good chunk of their season ahead of them and continue to work to be peaking at the right time. The Big Ten Outdoor Championships aren't until mid-May. For now, all of their focus is on the relays in Philly and putting in the work to represent the blue and white.
Our program has a great history there. We've been going for over 100 years, and it's always fun to run relays. For me personally, I grew up in Philadelphia and kind of really was exposed to the sport at Penn Relays, and here I am 30 plus years later still involved with it. But it's a super important meet for our program, and we're looking forward to it this weekend.
Just think of the environment and how exciting, and all the crowd, and just getting me excited to run the 4x8. The past 4 years I've been here, it's been very competitive. This is my last year, so I'm like, okay, we have to get this win. I want the wheel, so it'll be very exciting.
After the Penn Relays, the Nittany Lions compete at Princeton before hosting the Jim Thorpe Invitational on Friday, May 9th. Our first check-in with men's golf as they get set to tee it up at the Big Ten Championships at Baltimore Country Club. Stern test of golf for the best players and teams in the conference. Warmer temps is certainly a welcome forecast for the guys that have endured poor weather for most of their season this spring. Even when they traveled south for a tournament, each player concentrates on their own score, but there is a team component that's important when it comes to college competitions.
Golf in general is an individual sport, but college golf isn't. So it's been awesome to have a team that you always compete with in and out every day. Even in practice, you're doing drills and whatnot and competing all the time. So it's been great to keep each other sharp in that aspect.
Come out to the golf course now, there's hundreds of people out here. Everyone's really excited. The Masters rolls around. So it kind of works the same way. We've been training and playing a lot, but even still, our guys they're not tired. They're excited for golf season at the end of it all.
The Big Ten tourney is 3 rounds all the way through Sunday, April 27th. And as we mentioned, that time of the year for a bunch of spring sports. The women's tennis team all the way on the left coast in California for the first round of the Big Ten tournament. They just hosted Wisconsin in State College last Sunday, losing 4-0 to the Badgers. Same 2 teams fly out west and meet up again. The Nittany Lions as the 12 seeds, same result though, as they fall 4-0 on the hard courts of Cali. Coming up, a surprise visit from a former Penn State superstar is one that some lucky students will never forget. The big welcome and the words of wisdom Saquon Barkley had for some young and aspiring kids next when Nittany Game Week returns.
Roadmap to Victory is sponsored by the R&R family of companies.
Welcome back to Nittany Game Week. One of the best developments for the program this year has been our partnership with the XL Foundation as we joined their autism movement.
Yeah, April is Autism Awareness Month, and the Foundation's mission is to advocate for the inclusion of individuals with autism spectrum disorder and for research to end the increasing rates of autism.
The connection comes from the founders, both Penn State grads. Here's a review of the progress Nittany Game Week and the XL Foundation has made together to increase autism awareness. It's one of the loudest environments in college sports, a Penn State football game at Beaver Stadium. For fans with sensory issues, a new room is available when they feel overwhelmed and overstimulated.
What we're trying to do is desensitize the senses, so the hearing, the smells, the sight, the sounds, the touch of people bumping into you. You know, Penn State being the amazing stadium that it is, it's loud, there's lots of people are excited.
The sensory room is located on the concourse behind Section SF. It doesn't drown out all of the noise, but has everything necessary to provide a sense of calm.
To come in here and to be able to see a room that's a little bit quiet, the coloring of the room is softer, there's the beanbags on the floor where you can kind of sit down and relax. We also have the headphones, the noise-canceling headphones that you can take with you once you have reset your senses and go back into the game.
Elisa's son Lex was diagnosed with autism 6 years ago. At her parents' urging, she started the XL Foundation, which is Lex spelled backwards. They had 2 missions for the foundation: inclusion and research. They granted $1 million to a group of 5 doctors to advance their autism research. As for the inclusion, they partnered with a group called Culture City.
Culture City has sensory rooms in 1,500 venues all over the world. So to make an impact, it just seemed hard to pick one. So they suggested the sensory trailer, and its very first stop was the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And so, of course, Elise and I are both Penn State alumni and both big football fans, and we thought, wow, if we could see if Penn State has one, go back there and see if they have one. If they don't, we could offer to put one in. And so she reached out to Pat Kraft, who liked the idea, and we started.
Our fans are why we are who we are. And we have the greatest base in all of sport. It's a process every year to just keep doing those types of things.
The sensory room occupies a small space that ultimately could grow in size after the renovation. The idea can have a big impact for all kinds of fans.
While autism is extremely important to our family, 1 in 4 actually suffer from invisible disability. Things such as PTSD, Alzheimer's, the list goes on, dementia. So I would say the message is that we're here, it's safe, you can come join, it's inclusive, we want to be there, we're going to be able to provide safe spaces, and ultimately we just want everyone to be included in our mission.
It's a football fan's dream playground, the Super Bowl experience, where you can pretend to be your favorite NFL player. Run, throw, catch, all with loud music blaring and bright lights shining. For some people, the sheer volume and size of an event like this is an overload on the senses. That's where the XL Foundation comes in to help make it a more welcoming experience.
The XL Foundation is partnered with Culture City, and Culture City is also a nonprofit that's based on sensory inclusion, so people with PTSD, autism, ADHD have a safe space to disappear to in events like this with all the lights and the noises and the people. And we sponsor a trailer each year, and it travels around to all kinds of events throughout the United States.
And for the 3rd consecutive year, the XL Foundation was at the Super Bowl. Normally, they have their sensory activation vehicle with them. This year, the Eagles were in the big game, so everyone involved agreed to the Eagles bringing their sensory trailer for guests at the experience to utilize. It's a service not everyone is aware of. When they find out it's here, it is greatly appreciated.
I love coming to these events. It's so heartwarming. There's parents that come up and didn't know we were here, and they were about to leave and walk out the doors of the event, and they saw us, and we ended up giving them headphones or the strobe light glasses, and people would cry. They're so happy. It's overwhelming.
Their involvement has changed the way fans experience the biggest sporting event in the country. The NFL is completely sensory certified. This is now the norm. And this service will be offered at every Super Bowl from here on out. And there's another annual event impacted by the XL Foundation's incredible work. Thon committee members saw our story on the foundation and asked them to create a quiet space to make Thon sensory inclusive for anyone that needs a break from the noise and the lights.
My aunt is the one who actually founded the XL Foundation with my grandfather, both Penn State alumni, and I myself am a Penn State student too. So it was really important for our school to have the awareness and inclusivity that we want to represent with our foundations.
We're thrilled to do our part in letting our viewers know about the XL Foundation and how they are making a difference when it comes to autism.
Yeah, and looking forward to continuing that relationship. Penn Staters are also doing very powerful things for young people in the community as well. Here's another example. Former Nittany Lion and current Super Bowl champion Saquon Barkley makes an unexpected and inspiring visit to the Milton Hershey School.
Give an MHS Spartan welcome to NFL superstar Saquon.
A surprise visit from a Super Bowl champion.
I'm Saquon Barkley, running back for the Philadelphia Eagles.
They guessed all week who was coming. What is this assembly about? They were grumbling a little bit that is this really just about testing?
Everybody was taking their shots in the dark. Our bet would be Saquon, but nobody really knew. And when he did come out, it was pretty cool to actually see him in person with all his gear on and stuff.
Philadelphia Eagles running back and Pennsylvania native Saquon Barkley dropped by Milton Hershey School on Tuesday.
I think I gotta bring you guys around because that was the best welcome I ever got in my life.
The ultimate goal, share with the students what it takes to be the best.
Don't ever allow anyone to tell you can't accomplish anything. Not only professional sports, whatever you want to do. Don't let no one ever tell you can't. I have a saying, shoot for the stars, lay on the moon, and anything you put your mind to, you can accomplish it.
a message that stuck with those in the crowd.
I learned that, like, you should keep on going. Even if you fail, there's always a chance for everything, and that you should just keep pushing yourself no matter what.
And one they will never forget.
I don't know, I've never done anything like this before, so it's definitely going to be a unique memory.
Up next, we're sitting down with Scrap. Our coach, Tom Bradley, knows a thing or two about the blue-white game. He gives us insight on what to expect this weekend and more when we come back on Nittany Game Week.
Impact Interview is sponsored by the Pocono Mountains, where small-town charm meets big adventures. Book your trip today by visiting PoconoMountains.com.
Welcome back to Nittany Game Week. It's time for our Impact Interview, and there is no Nittany Game Week without this guy, and we couldn't wait to catch up with him and talk about spring football. Former Penn State defensive coordinator Tom "Scrap" Bradley joins me now. Tom, I miss you. I know you miss me. How you been, man?
Everything's been going well. How's your golf game going?
I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. Only played once. It wasn't great, but we'll try and improve on that. I want to talk in general about the blue-white game. It's such a special day on the calendar for college football. And just in general, what are the things that you think of when you think of the blue-white game and how special it is?
Well, you know, to me, the blue-white game was such a great day because the fans show up, the atmosphere is great, the players, a lot of guys, the younger guys get a chance to show what they can do, go out there and perform, and they're excited. It's just the way it's taken off over the years to me is just an incredible, experience. I mean, for you to think that some days you can actually get over 70,000 people there for a scrimmage game is unbelievable.
I know the format's been tweaked and all that type of stuff, but really one thing that doesn't change is it's the culmination and the end of spring practice, which is really an important time of the year for the team, especially when they got a new defensive coordinator like Jim Knowles. So, what do you try to accomplish during those practices, and really how important is that to team chemistry and really just learning or even implementing some of the new things that you want to do and getting to know your new players?
Well, it's an opportunity for the communication part's the key thing. You're the new coach. You got to know how these guys like to communicate back and forth to each other. They spend a lot of time together in meetings, getting to know each other, a lot of personal time. You're with them out on the field. There's so many different things going on, I think, that people don't quite realize in spring practice, all that you're trying to accomplish. And there's certain things, even in the blue-white game, that you're looking for. You're looking for a certain matchup or a certain thing that you just want to get it done. You want to see how somebody performs. So there's sometimes it's a lot more going on than people might realize.
So the timeline goes, you got the winter workouts where the guys are beefing up or they're trying to get stronger and bigger. Then you get to the spring practice, and then it's that blue-white game. And I'm not going to ask you to mention anyone specifically because your guys are all territorial. They know, hey, Scrap didn't mention my name or my name. But I know when I was watching a few years ago, Trace McSorley was someone that stuck out to me when he was the guy that was going to be taken over. He's throwing the ball around, hitting guys between the numbers, and he just came off and just popped right in that game. He looked great. So are there things that you can tell in that game or that have surprised you to go, wow, this guy has gotten a lot bigger, stronger, faster? That's really a moment, isn't it, where guys can show not only the fans but the coaches, hey, this is a guy that we could potentially count on in the fall.
Well, I'm glad you didn't make me mention any names because my phone would have been certainly, as soon as this show aired, I would certainly be getting calls from people. Why didn't you say me? Why didn't you say me? But anyway, there's a lot more going on, I think, sometimes than people realize what you're trying to get accomplished with different things. Not only with the players, but schematically, you want to take a look at a couple things. You're not so much worried about the guys that have played in the past. There's a group of guys that, hey, let's evaluate these guys and make sure we're being not only fair to them, but also where can they help us?
Where does the team go from here? As I mentioned, you got that timeline, right? You got the winter workouts, and then you've got the spring practice. You got the blue-white game to show it. And then I don't want to say it's not a dead period, it's just a different kind of period. What happens now that you get from the end of April all the way until training camp gets started and fall camp gets rolling?
Well, how about at the end of April, we start studying for finals and do pretty well in those. There is an academic side to college. It's just not all football. And so it's a chance, once the spring game over, hey, let's get on the books and get done what we have to get done because, that's why we're there in the first place. So a lot of guys, use that time to say, hey, we're not working out. You guys, we're not anything scheduled. You do it on your own, but let's get some things done that we have to get done academically.
great to catch up with Scrap in the springtime. Love his insight. But we need to step aside from the TV show for a quick break. Make sure you go to nittany-game-week.com for the conversation with Tom, along with other web-exclusive content like our depth chart. What's the only color arguably better than blue or white? How about gold? A look at the Hockey Valley star who won the World Championships for Team USA. That's next. We're heading into the final minutes on Nittany Game Week.
The Nittany Game Week Depth Chart is brought to you by Burke and Bradley Orthopedics. Located in Pittsburgh, Burke and Bradley Orthopedics is a comprehensive sports medicine practice, providing patients with the most current and innovative approaches in diagnosis and treatment.
Sarafilier is going to go for a change, and that's a tough one. A chance here for Heisey. Her shot, she scores! Tessa Janicki, your golden hero in Czechia.
After wrapping up her junior season in Hockey Valley, Tessa Janicki scored the golden goal for Team USA at the IIHF Women's World Championship. The red, white, and blue beat Canada 4-3 over the weekend. Janicki is a two-time AHA Player of the Year for the Nittany Lions and was named a second-team All-American last season. Now, a gold medal lead in for our Dean's List this week. We start on the court. 5 members of the men's volleyball team earned all-conference honors in the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. Ryan Merck-Libero and Will Coons, outside hitter, made first team. Middle blocker Owen Roses is on the second team. Gage Gabriel, middle blocker, and Matthew Luoma, hitter, were honorable mentions. On the field, Jack Frakian and Hunter Aquino of the men's lacrosse team collected Big Ten Player of the Week honors. Frakian, a senior, was named Specialist of the Week, allowing only 4 goals with 13 saves in the senior night win over Rutgers. Aquino got Freshman of the Week honors for the 6th time this season. He's now on a 4-game point streak after a goal and an assist in that Rutgers game. His honor set a program record for most Freshman of the Week awards in one season. Congrats to all the Dean's List honorees.
Another strong list. Great things ahead in the spring postseason as well. Don't forget, we bring all Nittany Lions together with our depth chart at nittany-game-week.com. We're connecting businesses that support the show with our viewers. The goal is to build a team that keeps our hometown strong. We'll be covering all things Penn State athletics all the way through late May. We're having a bunch of fun covering the blue and white with some exciting playoff action on the horizon. Make sure to check out nittany-game-week.com for our web exclusive content. 4 shows to go. Make sure you check out past episodes on our website and submit some pride picks for Ryan and the entire Nittany Game Week crew. I'm Todd. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.